Tonight in the Sahara Desert, one of the driest places on Earth has flooded. Torrential rainfall in southeastern Morocco swamped the desert for the first time in half a century. Last month, the area received more than a year's worth of rain in just 2 days.
Hey y'all, I know there's a lot going on, but Wyoming is on fire. The whole mountain is on fire. They have about 74,000 acres just burning right now, y'all. The animals are running out in the fire, y'all, looking just confused, y'all. Apparently this has been going on for days and there is no end to it. Like, they can't even contain the fire right now, y'all. They have all kinds of helicopters and firefighters, but they still cannot contain this fire. This is like, it's out of control. Here's what it looked like from another perspective, y'all. Look at those smoke clouds, boy. They're like still. Look at that. Y'all can't even see the mountains. You can't even see the mountains. And the people in Wyoming feel like they're not getting any coverage on this as well. Look, this is from Idaho. You cannot see you can't see the mountains, y'all. Look at this. There's a hurricane on the Gulf Coast heading for Florida. There's a fire in Wyoming. The biolab in Georgia blew up. California's experiencing copious amounts of earthquakes, including last night. We have Hurricane Kirk out in the Atlantic Ocean, and then Leslie, that's actually making its way to Florida in 2 weeks, they say. The Sahara is flooding. I mean, am I missing anything else, y'all? Unexplained plasma, lightning, no sound strikes happening all over the world. Let me know what I'm missing down in the comments below.
Greetings from the east, the north, the south, and this wicked ass west. The topic, the storms before the rise. The questions, why you think it's been storm after storm after storm? Go wake Judah. It's time. Let's get into it. I am your host. I am the one.
There is something strange taking place on the earth. It's undeniable. You cannot deny what's happening here on the earth right now. These last couple of weeks has been terrifying. When you see homes rolling down, running water, when you see storm after storm after storm in the south, in the west, when you see in Wyoming where animals is running for their lives, fires, uncontrollable fires, and we have these people, most people in the country, well, most people that have any type of sense, they know something is simply not right. And of course, you got those that say global warming or some type of man-made reasoning for what's happening. Now, whether global warming is true or not, I don't know. But it's all in the Most High's plans. One thing we can understand, something is not right. We got restitution being paid. We hear people say, okay, there's no sundown towns. There's no police brutality. Everything is great. Nothing to see here. But when people lose their homes that they should not have in the first place, that was taken, land that was taken, we don't want to talk about that. Restitution must be paid. Go wake Judah. It's time. Some people know what I'm talking about. It's time. I've been saying it for years. It's time now. The thing is, we must understand there's not one thing we can do to stop it. There's nothing we can do. We can follow the Most High God's laws. That's it. It's unstoppable now. We see what's happening over in France. Think about it now. France. Think about France and France history. Think about Italy. Think about nations all around the world. The Sahara Desert flooding with water? Are you serious? There's something taking place in the world, and there's nothing we can do about it. The only thing we can do is make preparations. Get your life right. Do what's right. Because when you make statements like, there are no sundown towns, which was on my last video, this good Christian man with a straight face, no sundown towns. Then you got some young lady, she's saying she's tired of people making statements like that. Apparently, in her mind, it's not true. Now, I've looked over a whole lot of videos. The brothers know there are sundown towns. We know that for a fact. But certain people say, oh, no, nothing to see here. In Texas, the guy said, it's only in Texas. So you mean to tell me during slavery, only the people from Texas say, you know what, I don't want no blacks here. Every other state, whether in the north, the south, west, or east, all those people say, oh no, we won't have that. What a joke. I'm going to show 3, maybe 4 videos of the destruction that's happening. It's very destructive and it's very scary. But here's the thing that most people don't understand. It's just beginning. Restitution must be paid. Restitution must be paid.
Oh, c'est bon? Pas trop de blagues, hein?
Elle est comment la vague de Saint-Esprit, mec?
Ah, je sais pas où aller, mec, je vais nulle part.
Now, I know most of us has never been in a tornado or, for that matter, a major flood. But from what I'm hearing, the water come up so quick. I heard a handful of people say, like, within 10, 15 minutes, their house had at least 3 or 4 feet of water. And it comes up so quick. So I'm going to show a video maybe 10 years ago about the effects of a tornado, because that is one of the most scariest things, that when you see a tornado heading straight towards you. And I want to make sure I show this because the future looks bleak. The future looks really, really bleak. And to see a tornado headed straight for you and the devastating destruction that it caused, it's really one of those things you want to experience 0 times in your life. If you experience it once in your life, that'll be enough. So let me show this video right quick. I'll be back.
For those out of harm's way, this tornado was extremely beautiful, but for those in the path, it was a nightmare come true. Leading up to April 9th, forecasters at the Storm Prediction Center were well aware of the upcoming severe weather threat. In his video, you can see how highly visible the tornado was. It is also clearly much stronger than it was earlier in its life. While the tornado was blocked by trees from Derek's point of view, Lewis Williamson was recording the tornado from much closer. In his video, you can see the incredible structure of this tornado, a compact core at the center of a much larger, highly visible mesocyclone. The core of the tornado was like a black hole, violently pulling in everything at the ground. Up to this point, the tornado was fairly well behaved, mostly staying over open fields. However, it was now targeting several homes on the north side of Rochelle. The tornado was small and weak. There was a much bigger problem unfolding. The main tornado was heading straight for the town of Fairdale, Illinois. Here, resident Clem Schultz recorded the incoming tornado from his second-floor back window. As it got closer and closer, frozen with fear, Clem held his position and continued recording the tornado until it overtook him, directly impacting his home and leveling half of the small town. This is, in my opinion, the most frightening tornado footage ever captured. Despite taking a direct hit from the violent core of the tornado and being on the second floor of his home, which is the worst thing you can do in this situation, Clem survived the encounter. Sadly, his wife Geraldine, who was doing the right thing by sheltering in a bathroom on the first floor, did not survive. Their neighbor, Jacqueline Closa, also perished. Jerry and Jackie would end up being the only two deaths from this tornado, and coincidentally, they were close friends. The harrowing moment of the tornado moving through Fairdale was captured by Daniel Abbott from the Northwest. It's wild to think that while Daniel was seeing this once-in-a-lifetime display of nature, Clem was experiencing this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, and with earthquakes, and with great noise, and with storms and tempests, and the flame of devouring fire. That sounds like a Bible prophecy to me. Storms, earthquakes. So, as far as I'm concerned, the Most High God will not be sending storms in random places. Those storms are going exactly where they need to go. And it is what it is. I'm going to say it again. The Bible makes it clear, but be sure your sins will find you out. Whatsoever a man sow, that he shall also reap. These countries have sown seeds of evil. France, Britain, America. It goes on and on and on. You must reap what you sow. Now, again, the Bible makes it clear. It rains on the just as well as the unjust. But the only benefit for the Most High God's people is we get the kingdom. We get the kingdom. All of these crimes against humanity, police brutality, war crimes, just the most hideous, dirtiest, evilest things that these nations has done. France, the dirty, filthy things that they have done to the African nation. And the Bible makes it clear, you will reap what you sow. All right, I have one final video. One final video. And then I'm done.
New Mexico, United States of America, October 21st, 2024.
God, this is horrible. See, just took out fences everywhere, tables. Look at the car, upside down.
2 people are dead after unprecedented heavy rains in Chavez County caused major flooding in Roswell. Floodwaters were seen across the Roswell area, with cars flipped over, trees uprooted, homes destroyed and debris strewn everywhere.
There's cars all over there.
The New Mexico National Guard continued search and rescue operations Sunday in Roswell after heavy rains caused severe flooding in and around the city and Chavez County, killing at least 2 people. National Guard officials said at least 309 people have been rescued since Saturday, October 19th, with 38 of them taken to hospitals for unspecified injuries.
Yeah, it's actually heartbreaking.
New Mexico State Police said 2 people died as a result of the flash flooding, but information about the victims or the circumstances of their deaths has not been released. Roswell city officials said water levels have receded in many parts of the city, but remain high in the downtown area. All roads leading to and from the city were closed Sunday, authorities said. The National Weather Service in Albuquerque said 5.78 inches of rain, or about 14.7 centimeters, fell in Roswell on Saturday, breaking the previous daily record of 5.65 inches, or about 14.6 centimeters, set on November 1, 1901, for the southeastern New Mexico City. Meteorologists said more rain and flash flooding were possible. As some homes and businesses began to flood Saturday night, authorities said 7 people were rescued after a car was swept away by floodwaters. Another vehicle was swept into a creek channel.
Our convention center is ruined. There's a river. I don't know that I've ever seen it have this much water.
Local TV stations reported that Chavez County Sheriff Mike Harrington was seen standing on top of his vehicle surrounded by floodwaters. Harrington said he had to get on the roof of his vehicle as his vehicle and several others were stranded in water that rose up to the windows. That's when it really started to hit us how devastating this was last night, said Christina Arnold, a Roswell City Councilwoman. Arnold said 2 events were being held at the Roswell Convention Center when the flooding began. Hundreds of people were basically trapped and ended up using the internal ladder to get to safety and were there all night, Arnold said. Arnold also found a dog swept away and screaming for help. Guys started coming. One guy actually came here for a reunion. He jumped over the fence and reached down and grabbed the dog. Other guys then jumped in and started rescuing him and pulling him up, Arnold said.
You see the tree uprooted? You see, just took out fences everywhere. tables, look at the car upside down. Is that your car? I'm so sorry.